day, human Latiosites. This is Latiosazubro, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Picross, where we use logic puzzles to draw Pokemon pictures. So, let's begin. Big news, big news! I heard that a person saw a very rare Pokemon near here. Let's go look for it. Where is the Pokemon sighting? It is in Area 16. Well, you know what? I don't think we can get that far. Well, last time we unlocked Area 14, so... Well, you know what? This could take a while, but... Yeah, we're probably not going to get there today, I'm sorry, but... We can do Area 14, that's something. That's something. It'll always regenerate at some point. I'm not going to be able to make it that far, unfortunately. So, bring 2 electric types and do it in a minute. I can bring 2 electric types. I don't think I can do it in a minute. Let's do this. Alright. I mean, they do have slow time. In fact, just because, I might just go all out electric. With Dragonite, of course. Let's do this. Whoa, okay, that's gonna be a very slow time. And I'm just gonna use Dragonite because, why not? This is probably gonna make it way too easy, though. Okay, that's most of the board. Okay. Yeah, I probably should stop using Dragonite. I probably should stop with that. Alright, we need a 1 and a 2. A 2 and a 1. We need a 2 and a 1 there, but... a little less obvious. Alright. We know we need... we know we need that in the 4, which means... those have to be in the 4. We know that, which means... that has to be in the 2. Alright. Which basically means we have... that has to be in the 4, which means those can't be in there. Alright. Now we have... a 2 somewhere in here. Those have to be in the 3. Okay. This has to be in the 1, which means that's a 2, which means that's not. We also know that means that can't be in the 3. Alright. We have a 2 in here. Right there. That's our 3. So there should be... that's a 4. This needs to be a 2. Could go up or down. We need a 2 here. We need it for 2 2s. Meaning we need this to go up or down. We need the 1s there. We're running out of time. Okay. So this is going to end up going... I might having trouble with this one. Alright. We need a 1 and a 2, which means that needs to be in the 2. This needs to be the 1 then. We can't do this in the 1 minute, I'm sorry. Alright. But, alas, alright. This needs to be a 2... but this needs to be a 1, which means this has to be the 1 right there. Okay. Which basically means that we have this is the 4, and that's the 2. 2 and a 1, 1 and a 2, 1 and a 1. So we're going to need that there, That means we need these to be we need that to be a 3. We have this, and we have that. Alright, took me a little longer than I probably should have with that. Especially considering I had like a quarter of the board. But with that, we have drawn and captured Wingull. We got 2 Picross for it, which isn't too bad. We don't really need all those Picross, so I mean, it's kind of not that necessary and all, but whatever. Next up is bring Hoot. Do I even have a Hoot? I think the flying types have Hyper Scan, so I don't think I have Hoot. So I cannot bring Hoot. Use Rising Reveal. Okay. I think Snorlax has that. We have a few with it, actually. Alright. I might as well let these guys recover. I'm in a generous mood. Alright. Use Rising Reveal, and what else? Use Hoot. I can't do that. I can use the Rising Reveal, so... Let's do this! Wait a minute, I meant to... Whatever, I guess we're slowing time down a little bit. Not too bad. I don't know how that much. I don't know how that's supposed to be much different than the what's it? Slash reveal. But whatever. All right, we need a 1 and a 4. I think we can fit that all down there, so that doesn't mean this is a 1 necessarily. 1, 2, 1 space, 1, 2, 3. And actually, no, that has to be a 1. All right. Meaning we have 2 more 1s right there and there. Okay, which means this column is now empty from there on. Alright, we have a 2, this is probably a full row then. 2, 2, 1, 2, oh, sorry, not row, column, I mean. But there we go. It's a 2, that's a 2, and that's a 1. That 5 is guaranteed there, so... Alright, we know this is a 1. It's a 4 and a 2. You have a 3, which means it can't be here or here. This needs to be in the 4. Those have to be in the 4. Which means this can't be in the 5. Those have to be in the 4. Which means that's not. Which means this has to be in the 3, which means that's not in the 4, which means that's in the 4. That's a 2. That's not, so that's the 3. It's a 2. That is empty. So we have another 1 somewhere in here. Well, this is the 2, which means we have a 1 somewhere here. That needs to be a 2. So we have a 1 there. There's our 5. And there's our 2. So there we go. With that, we have drawn Zigzagoon. Alright. So that we got a Picross and a Mural Tile. Nice. Alright, for the next one, do it in a minute. Really? And set Sylveon. Do I even have Sylveon? I don't think I do. Alright. You know what? We have to do this in a minute. Therefore, I'm going to bring Leichu. Doing this in a minute's probably going to be a little on the difficult side, but I want that Mural Tile, so here we go. The Electric Persuasion. Dragonite, go. I'm sorry that I'm using these abilities that are relatively broken and all, but... Oh my god, that's most of the board. That's hilarious. Alright. That is actually hilarious. And then we have... This needs to be the 3. That has to be in the 2. Alright, we need... This to be a 1. That to be a 2. That to be a 1. That's a 3. This has to be a 1, so that has to be the 2. That needs to be the 1 then. I think. Actually, no, I could go down there, especially because that needs to be a 2. Alright, well, we need a 3 and then a 1. Okay. That needs to be a 2. Then we need a 1. We need a 4 in here. That needs to be in the 4. Alright. The 4 could go downward, or it could go upward. We know it has to include this one. Because it can't include here. Alright. We also know that needs to be the 2 then, because this needs to be a 1 at the top. That's a 1. We need another 1 in here. So it would be there. Okay. Now we need a 2. This needs to be in the 2. Alright. We need another 1 in here. Actually, we need... Since that can't be it, it can't go down here because that needs to be a 1. That's there. Alright. So, this needs to be a 2. This could go either... Actually, no, this needs to be the 4 then, meaning that's the 2. So there we go! That is probably... It is so broken the way I did that. I am so sorry. I know some of you are probably going to be upset about me doing that because that literally was most of the board we just got in the beginning, and then we just basically had, like, time stop, practically. It was so slow. Alright, but with that... We do get the mural tile. We don't get a pick right because we didn't bring Sylveon, but hey, that's okay. Mural tile is the more important thing here. I can get pick rights whenever I want. Alright. 15 by 15, that's probably going to be fun. I'm going to hold off on that for now. Let's move on to this one. Another 10 by 10. I'm just gonna let these Pokemon recover up because I might want to use them again. When you have all the pick rights you need, I mean... Sometimes just get a little careful. Alright, use freeze time at least once. Instead an ice type. Alright. An ice type, that is good. Alright, forgot what ice type ability is. Well, freeze time wise, we could just use... I don't know. Alakazam. And ice type... I don't think they... Maybe they have Blue Force? Yeah, they do. Okay. Well, that's okay. Let's do this! Use freeze time, use an ice type, and do it in a minute. I don't think that's gonna happen. But... whatever. Well... might as well give us the best advantage we can. Please be in the middle. Whatever, that's about half the board, practically. Actually, it's legitimately half of the board, let's face it. Alright, we need... that can't be the 2, so this needs to be the 1. Alright, now we need another 1 at the end. So yeah, it gave us half of the board. Alright, this needs to be a 1. That needs to be a 5. That needs to be a 3. Okay, we have that 5. So that's a 1, 1. It's that 1, in fact, which means you're going to need a 1 or a 2 in the end. This is a 7. Okay. This is a 3, which means that has to be the 1. Alright, our time blocker's almost up. Alright. Those need to be in the 4, which means that's the 7. Okay, this is a 3. We need a 2 in here, so it has to be this then. Okay, now we need another 2, and we need a 3 somewhere. These need to be a 6, and I need Alakazam again. Even though I have no reason to do that because we pretty much already have this all but 1. There we go. So, with that, within 3 seconds, we drew Houndoom. Alright. We also got that mural tile for using the freeze time, and 5 pick rights. Okay, that is kind of funny. Once again, I know there are going to be some of you out there who are going to be upset about me having done that. I'm sorry. Also, there's the Mega Evolution. That's okay. Alright, next up is... There's this, okay. Clear in a minute. I doubt we can do that. Use Blue Force at least once. Set 1 flying type. Alright, Hyper Scan. That'll give us flying, I believe. Alright. Wait a minute, why did I just get rid of my Blue Force user? Alright, first of all... I'm gonna let these guys recover. I mean, you could just wait instead of using pick rights for it, but when you have all the pick rights you need, sometimes it's easier just to go with what you got. Alright, we're gonna set a flying type, use Blue Force, and do this in a minute. Let's do this. Dragonite is so broken that, I mean, it's insane, but then again, asking you just thing in a minute is also pretty crazy, so... Alright, let's use our freeze time. Just because, and I'll use the blue reveal. Alright, that's a 5. That's a 4. We need a 2 somewhere. That needs to be a 2. We need a 2 somewhere, we need a 1 somewhere. Alright, we have, this is a 1. This is a 2, which means, since we already know this row is this column is empty, from then on, alright, we know this is a 1. That's a 1, so that's a 2. That's a 2. We have that. Alright, we have that's a 2. We have that's a 2. We have that. Alright, we know these. Well, that's a 1. So that means this is the 1. That's in the 2, and that's a 2. Alright, we also know we have the time that's just starting to move now. Alakazam, do your thing. Abracadabra, Alakazam, stop that time. Do it. Bam. Alright, so, we also know this needs to be in a 2, which means that's probably the 1. It could probably be the 2, but probably not. Alright, we need a 2 in here. Time's almost up. Alright, we know this needs to be a 1. Alright, which means we have this 2. Alright. This can't be the 1. This needs to be a 2. In fact, this column is done. Alright, we need a 2 in here. There's our 2. Meaning it can't be there. That's a 1. This needs to be a 2. Which means we'd have... do that and that. And that. There we go. So with that, we have drawn and captured Pinsir! I believe that also gets a Mega Evolution. Alright. That does get a Mega Evolution. Alright. We can move on to the next area, or... You know, I'm gonna try to do this area by area. Let's see, we have used Charmander, 5 minutes, Blue Force. Alright, well. Alright, use Charmander. You know what? I'm gonna do all Kanto. Let's see if I can bring Bulbasaur's... Wait a minute, we don't have Bulbasaur, I don't think. Fairly certain we don't have Bulbasaur, so... That's unfortunate. But you know what? I'm gonna use Dragonite in place. And Alakazam. And... Pikachu instead. We're gonna go all Kanto on this thing. I don't know what it is, but... Let's do this. Kanto style. Alright. Dragonite, do your thing. Charmander probably could have done just about as well. Actually, no, this is probably more useful. Use that Blue Force. And I'm gonna stop the clock, just to be on the safe side. Alright, that's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 3 and a 1. Alright, we need a 3. This is a 1. Okay. Now we need a 2 and a 1, 2 and a 2. 7 will include these 4. That's a 2. That's a 1. Those are 1s. So we have those are done. Alright, time is now starting to move again. I'm gonna freeze that clock once again. Alright, so we have that column. We need a 2. Alright, this needs to be a 2. So that needs to be a 2 as well. Which means we have the rest of this column. Oh, sorry, not column, row. Alright. Now we have that, which means this needs to be in the 3. This would need to be in the 2. And we need a 1. That's the 2, meaning that's the 3. Alright, now we need 2 1s in here. Well, this needs to be in the 2. So that means we need a 2 in here. This is a 2. We need 2 1s. So that's in there and there. Now we need that to be a 2. Now we need another 1. We need 2 1s actually. So that and that. Oh, wait a minute. That. Alright. That wasn't too bad. So with that... Oh, wow, okay. Kanto Pride, definitely. With that, we have drawn and captured Bulbasaur. That's how to do it Kanto style. So with that, we got 5 Picross, sorry, and a mural tile. Alright. Nice. Alright, so... This one we want to use 2 Pokemon, use Cross Reveal. Only Cross Reveal. I don't know if I can, Alright, do we have anything with... Actually, we have Heatran, I believe. I don't think we have... Oh, actually, Talonflame will work. No reason to bring you or anything. Actually, I'll bring you instead. There's really no reason to bring them at all, but... Because all I can do is use Cross Reveal. I think you can only use it in the beginning. Because it seems to be a 15 by 15, so... Let's do this. I'm gonna use that Cross Reveal, and that's all I'm gonna use. I think I'm gonna go straight down the middle. Oops. Well, Or as close as I could get. That was probably a bad idea, actually. It was a really bad idea. Alright, we can't fit 7 and then 1, 1. So it means the 7 are going to have to be here. Okay. We need that to be a 4. Meaning this is part of the 3. And these are not in the 3. That's a 3. Those are in the 3. That's a 5. That's a 7. 1 and 3. Okay. Starting on the end's probably the best bet. Getting stuff in the middle is the hard thing, which is why I wanted to start in the middle at first, but alas. Alright, that's a 2, and that's a 1. That's a 2, meaning that's the 1, and that needs to be a 1. Alright. This needs to be a 5. That has to be in the 3. We need a 2 before the 1. This needs to be... We need this in the 6. Those need to be in the 6. Which makes that a 1. That's a 2. Those are in the 3. That needs to be a 2. So that means this is the 3, which means this is the 3. Which means that's not... In fact, we have that whole column done. Alright. So that's the 6. This is in the 3. That is not. Which means this is the 1. That needs to be in the 3. And this needs to be a 1, meaning this is the 3. Alright. We also know that that can't be in the 3. So... We also know those can't be in the 4. Convenient! That can't be the 2. We need a 1 and a 2, so we have a 1 and a 2 right there. Done. Alright. So far, this is looking pretty good. That's a 1. So that can't be in the... Wait a minute. That can be in the 4. Alright. We need this to be a 1. That is a 2. That's all we have right this second. We know this can't be the 3. That's good enough to know, I guess. Alright. We know the 3 is going to have to be over here. So that needs to be in the 3. Which means we have these columns done. In fact, that's the 3. And we know that we have this. Okay. Alright, we need... This needs to be the 2. Meaning that's the 1. Well, what's one of the ones? The other one has to be in there. You can't put a 2 and a 1 in those 3 spaces. That can't be a 3. We need 3 1s somehow in that. Well, we know this is 3 now then. We also know that these are in the 4. So this could go up or it could go down. Actually, this needs to be a 1, which means that is our 1. So that's a row. That's good. That's kind of nice. Alright, now we need a 3 in here. That needs to be in the 3. So that can't be the 1. That needs to be a 2. It should be a 2 at least. Alright. Now we need another 1 in here somewhere. That can't be a 2. what am I doing? We want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Actually, that might not be because we have the other 2 ones and the spaces over there. But we do know those have to be in the 4. That's definitely helpful enough because that means now this can't be, which means, we have that. We have those are the ones. Alright. We also know that's a 2, which means that's the other 2. That's a 2, and that's a 2. This cannot be a 2. This would need to be the 2, which means that's the 2. This needs to be in the 3. This needs to be a 2. So that means the 3 would have to go... Hold on. This would need to go downward, because this needs to be empty. So this is the 1. Well, the 1 can't be in there. We need those to be the 1s. We have this. And we have that 3. There we go! So with that, within 7 minutes, although I think we did use the... no, wait a minute. Yeah, 7 minutes. We only used cross reveal. With that, we have drawn and captured Togekiss. There we go, that's the crown. 5 pick crates and a mural tile. Nice. Alright. So, you know what, let's move on to... Oh great, another 20 by 15. Said at least one Mega Evolved Pokemon. I don't have one of those yet. I should probably go about starting to get them at some point in the foreseeable future. Use Diamond Reveal at least once. I don't think I can. I don't think I have anything that's, that can use Diamond Reveal here, so... I doubt you will. Oh wow, you will. Huh. Useful. Alright, well I can't use a Mega Evolved Pokemon, but I can still get that mural tile. Let's do that. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? What am I doing? I can use something in place of Alakazam that will be useful. Freeze time. Maybe Gengar could do it? Although I doubt it. Oh wow, Gengar will do it. Talonflame won't work here, so... I could use... I don't have anyone Slash Reveal who can use that here. I think that's pretty much all I'm going to be able to use here. Whatever. That's okay. Gengar might help out. Maybe. Maybe not, but maybe. I'm gonna use Togekiss. Hopefully it'll be somewhere near the middle, so it'll actually be helpful. Alright, good to know. That means that's the 4, which means the rest is not. Okay. Now we have... This is the 7. That's good to know, which means... 7 and 2. Actually... 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13... This is a completed row. You can tell if you add up the numbers in the column or the row that are there, and they add 1 for each space between them, if it adds up to the number of cells in that row or column. That's how you can tell if it's a guaranteed row. I call it a guaranteed row, and basically you have filled in spaces on each end, and only one space between, well, whenever you have a space, it's only one space. Because then basically there's no other possible way it could work. Alright, that's a 4. This is a 2. This is a 5. So there's the 2. That's a 2. That's a 1. Alright. That needs to be a 1. It could be the first one or the second one. I don't know. Alright. This is most likely... This needs to be a 3. Because you couldn't fit 2 3s underneath it. Alright. This needs to be... That could be a 2. Probably a 1, but it could be a 2. Alright, this needs to be a 5. Completing that column. That's a 1. That's the 7. Or it has to be in the 7, should I say. Alright, that's a 2. That needs to be in the 4. We know that this needs to be a 1. Actually, there could be another 1 between there. What am I doing? This needs to actually be a 1 to fill in that column. Which means we have this. This needs to be a 2. It could go to the left or it could go to the right. I don't know, though. But... This needs to be a 4. This needs... No, those could be... No, we need 2 3s here, which means this needs to be the 3. That has to be a 3. Because the one underneath can't be a 3, otherwise it would hit the other one underneath. Alright. That's a 2. Alright. This is a 1. That is a 1. This needs to be in the 3. So this can't be in the 4. Alright. I'm gonna let Greninja help us out a little bit here, I think. Okay. We know for a fact that these need to be in the 3. This needs to be a 2. This needs to be a 1. That needs to be a 1. We're going to need a 2 in here. And 2... What am I doing? What am I doing? Alright, we need a 2 somewhere. This needs to be a 2. And a 1, 1. There we go. This needs to be in the 3. That's a 1 and a 1. Well, that needs to be a 1. Alright. What is... Alright, we know... those should be... We know this is in the 5. In the 4 we have... We have that in the 3 at least. And in the 4, we need... those. And that needs to be in the 3. Alright. We need here... That needs to be in the 4. So... I don't know exactly how helpful that is, but... Maybe it'll be helpful for us, maybe it won't. Alright. Actually, it's definitely going to be helpful. That means we know this is a 4. Those need to be in the 4, I mean. Those need to be in that 4. That needs to be in that 3. That needs to be in that 3. Eight and 2. Alright, we know for a fact. Those need to be in the 8. This can't be in the 4. Alright, if that's the 4, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those need to be in the 6. That 3 and that 1. Then we'd have... We need the 1 to be over here. But the 2 needs to include here. So we have that as the 5. Meaning the 4 needs to include this. Alright. Okay. Well, we know this is a 4 now. We know... We know those need to be in the 2s. Not exactly sure how helpful that really is, but that means we have this as a 1. And that's a 2. We know this is a 4, so we have those 3 in there. That needs to be in the 4. Those need to be in the 4, which means that's the 3, and that's a 2. These need to be connected, which means this is that. That can't be in the 5. This is in the 2, so that's in the 3. This is the 4, which means that's the 2. Alright, we need 3. If this is the 2, we need a 1, then a 3. Meaning the 3 has to be over here, including that, meaning that's the 2. Because you can't fit a 1 and a 3 over in those 4 spaces. Which means those are empty. Okay. Now, that's a 1, so this needs to be the 2. That needs to be a 2, which means that we have this as the 3. That's a 1, so we have this. Alright. We also know this is a 4, which means it has to go this way. Well, it has to include those 3. But now it either goes upward or it doesn't. We need this to include the 5. So, those have to be in the 5. That can't be. Which means that can't be a 2. 2, 1, 2. This needs to be in the 2. Well, you know what? I'm gonna bring Greninja back for help. Just to speed things up a little bit. Alright, we know we have... Alright, we know this is a 4. Which means that the 3 need to include that. So we have this. We know that... What do we know at the top other than... Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those need to be in the 6. That's 2. Which means we need a 1 and a 2 right here. There we go. This is a 5, which includes that. That's a 1. This is an 8, which means it only goes down that far. Alright, we know this is a 4. It's kind of amazing how Blue Force is so, it does so little, yet it does so much. All it does is tell you where things are obvious. It's up to you to actually see that it's, to see the obvious stuff, but it only gives you so much. Alright, that's a 4, which means that's the 3. Alright. Which means that's a 2. That's a 3. And the 3 has to include that. This needs to be a 1. This needs to be a 1. 5's gonna have to include that. That's a 3. That's a 3. This needs to be a 1, which means that it finishes this column. So this would be the 4. Alright. Now we're starting to get somewhere. I emphasize the word starting. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What am I... That's a 7. So that's the 1. And... that's all we have right this second, I guess. Alright, well, we know we have a 1 and 2. That's this column, this row. Which means we have these 1s here. Which means we have that. Which means we have this. Which means we have that. And that's the first few columns done. This needs to be a 3, which finishes this row. That's a 2, that's a 3. Alright. We need a 1 in here. Well, you know what? Greninja, keep the help coming. Alright. We have... that needs to be in the 3. We know we have... that needs to be a 2. This can't be in the 2, which means this is the 4. Which means this can't be in the 4, which means this is the 4. Unfortunately, so for some reason, obvious stuff isn't always seen right away. It's kind of unfortunate. Alright. We need a 1 somewhere. There's a reason when given the option I usually choose to see stuff to the close to the middle of the board. Because stuff to the middle is usually the hardest stuff to find. Alright, that's a 1. That can't be in the 2. This is the 2. Alright. That's the 5, which makes that the 4. That's a 3. That's a 1. Wait a minute. Is that a 1? This can't be, but one could be over there. No, actually, no. This has to be the 1, because this 2 can't include those pieces. Alright. Now we have 3 1s, which have to include this and this. One more 1. Going to include that. So that's the 8. Now we need a 2. Well, there's that one. That should be that. Alright. Now we need to put our 2s in the right places. You know, this is in the 6. Now we need another 1. Oh my goodness. Alright. This would need to be there for that. Which means we have this. So the 6 goes that way. We have that in the 2. So we have that and that. So there we go, in 20 minutes and 18 seconds. We have drawn Giratina in its origin form. Oh yeah, alright, we didn't get the Mega Evolve Pokemon used, but we did use a Diamond Reveal. So with that, we do get a Mural Tile and a Picross. We don't get the crown, but, you know, at some point I'm going to start drawing those Mega Evolutions. Maybe I'll do that some point in the near future. Who knows? That said, next time I guess we'll move on to either Area 15 or Area 16, I don't know. Road beyond this point. That's Area 17, actually. Uh-huh. That's Area 16. And, this would be Area 15. Kinda weird they have them all lined up like that. Alright. I don't know. If we can, I'd like to move on to Area 16 to be able to... That's gonna be a while. I'm not gonna be able to do this within 4 minutes. I can't get all the way to here in 4 minutes, so... Alas! I'm just gonna have to do what I can do. That said, next time, I guess, we'll try to move on to a new area, and probably it's gonna be either 15, 16, or 17, and we'll draw some more Pokemon, I suppose. Because, hey, why not? Well, so, thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with even more Pokemon. And maybe a Mega Evolution. We'll see. See you then. Goodbye.